It's a fantastic art school, AUB, and I'm not just saying that. You always hear very, very good things. Nothing bad about AUB. It's a very happy, creative university to study at. We do offer foundation diplomas, which are UAL accredited, to progress onto undergraduate. And then the postgraduate courses are very popular with international students. And our summer courses are a great introduction to studying in the UK, if to kind of make your mind up whether that's the right place you want to be. So you could do 2 weeks or 3 or 4 weeks course in a specialism like animation, graphics, or illustration, get a flavor of studying in preparation for the big decision to move to the UK. In terms of being at an art school, the important thing that I've learned myself is just the skills that are very transferable in whatever you study. So even though you might be studying illustration, you're learning about problem solving, storytelling, not just making a drawing. It's more to do with ideas, and those can be applied to anything you can study afterwards. I always think it's good to do a BA and do an MA that's not quite related in a way, just to kind of broaden that skill base you have. And then just, I don't know if we can, no, that's a movie. I won't play that just because of time. We're seeing a massive growth in the creative sector, especially in the UK. So there's more and more jobs solidly in those industries, the digital revolution and new technologies, processing power of computers, 3D printing, new kind of approaches to textiles or architecture. All these things are pushing creativity in combination with business. About 1 in 10 jobs in the UK now are in the creative sector, so it's a great place to study. But going back to portfolios, what we want to see evidence of is your passion. That's a really important word. So your personal statement has to show, obviously, your interest and your dedication, but we can see very clearly how passionate you are at pursuing a particular subject. Okay, so and your personal statement. I'll give you an example. When you're thinking about the writing, to be honest, it isn't super important. But say you've entered a competition with a piece of work that isn't actually the highest standard for a portfolio, but you've done well in the competition. Might be an internal one at school even. You can put those projects into your personal statement. You don't need to show them. You can say them. A student recently was designing some posters for some charities, for some homeless charities, for people that were not particularly wealthy, that were struggling financially. And they weren't great posters. And I said, take them out of the portfolio and put the statement that you've done projects, creative projects for the community. Put those words that you have done this into your personal statement. So if a professor, head of department is, just trying to find out a little bit more of the student, they can read, yes, the student has won competitions or has done some charity work, has got interest in other things. They might really love sport. Had a student that was incredible at sport and was very interested in graphic design and visual communication and developing a brand, and actually was developing, again, not very strong work, but was developing a sportswear brand and posting designs related to sports on their social media. But it wasn't great, but it was showing that they had interests outside just school. Okay, does that make sense? It's about, you either show it or you tell it. Okay, you don't do both in a way. It's a very standard statement for communication. So yeah, we want to see your passion. We want to see that you have those interests in other things. So super important. But like I said, AUB is a fantastic art school. Fantastic art school. It's very old, and it does get students jobs. It's one of the best, happiest art schools to study at in the UK, and the campus is growing, super modern. It's on the south coast of England, so it's a little bit warmer than other parts of the UK, not far from London. It is a student town and a great place that nurtures originality. I'll tell you about originality. And having worked in Asia for 10 years now, there's a big kind of shift in terms of imagination for Asian students to study in the UK. So the education system, and my son is at a Hong Kong education system, actually. So he's learning Chinese, and there's a sort of strict order in how people are educated, of learning and remembering and following orders. But great ideas often come out of sort of playfulness, of being a little bit silly, a little bit more experimental, exploring with freedom, without worrying too much of what happens, which is quite a big brain shift. So by studying in the UK, you will be opening up to having incredible ideas and realizing them creatively. Good ideas equal great jobs. I can honestly say that, more and more so as industry changes. So originality, collaborating with lots of creatives, which is really exciting. It's one of the most exciting things of art school, is just working with lots of creative people from different disciplines and collaborating, championing the individual to be your best creative self. And as I said, those courses are growing and very industry related. And yeah, thoroughly recommend it. But yeah, careers, we do have those industry links, which are super important. So internships with big companies that guarantee jobs, and the accommodation is like a hotel. It's stunning new property. And like I said, scholarships, portfolios equal scholarships, guys, honestly. So a strong portfolio means you will guarantee a scholarship. Depending on the course, could be up to £5,000 a year. So very, very, very attractive. I'll just show you some student portfolios now. Any questions? Any questions? So